shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs slide. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That much make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with king? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Before we get started and get into all this other stuff that we're about to get into today, with the fall of Sony, the rise of Sega, the elevation of Xbox. If somebody would have told me that 2024 would have led to 2025 that is starting off this bombastic and bombastic, I would have said no possible way. But I did tell you that the fall of the champ will be extreme, it would be fast, and the rise of the contenders will be swift and furious. And what we've gotten a chance to see is just that. We got a chance to see Sega, and I'm talking about Sega, people, regroup, reevaluate, reconfigure, survive, and come back stronger than ever. With Atlas and all these other wonderful developers that are under Sega's umbrella. You can now, and this is wild crazy, you can now register with your Sega account, and I registered already, and you can get things at your Sega account. Now, one of the things that you're able to get right now, February 21st, is scheduled to release, what is that? The Ryu Gachku. Okay, so the Pirates of Hawaii, that's the Japanese name of this game, right? And I'm not even going to sit here and tell you that I play this. This is COG's game. COG plays this game. But what I can say is they're leveraging titles such as this that have garnered a complete resurgence when it comes to Sega. Now I'm old school Sega. I'm an old school Sega dude. So when you have Virtual Fighters and Virtual Racing and Golden Axe and Altered Beast and Alex Kidd and all these other games making a comeback, Shinobi and all the wonderful games making a comeback, they can do stuff like this and make it happen, right? This is one of the free items that you get when you sign up to the account. On whatever preferred platform that you're on, you can link all your accounts. So I've already linked my PlayStation, I've linked my Nintendo, and I've linked my Xbox to my Sega account. And I'm going to tell you that they have the absolute ability to push this genre forward in ways that you wouldn't believe. I didn't believe that Sega can make a comeback in the manner that they're making a comeback in. A new Daytona, Scud Racer, which has never been released on American shores for home. This is an amazing comeback story. From a down and out champion to clawing its way back up to having an account like now this is the wildest part. From what I'm hearing, there's a possibility that Sega could remove their games and only you can access it through their live system. I think that would be stupid. It would be asinine. It would be incredibly dumb because they have positioned themselves right now with stuff like Metaphor ReFantasio as a true developer. AAA. Their titles have garnered some of the most accolades at the awards. So I don't know where this new Sega account link stuff, registration thing leads to. But what I do hope is I hope they continue to go back to all their IPs like Jet Set Radio and get these titles out to the masses in front of new faces and old faces to play these games. What a way to start off a Wednesday. This is ridiculous. I couldn't believe it. After all principal individuals are no longer in place, this is what the long game looks like. Marcus Buckerink, who has chaired the CMA since 2022, will be replaced on an interim basis by Doug Gurr, former boss at Amazon UK. And we know how Amazon and Microsoft plays so nice. But he was key. And let me tell you how Brad Smith, Vice Chair President Brad Smith of Microsoft, criticized Mr. Buckerink. In 2023, after the initial block, the tech giant planned takeover of the gaming giant Activision Blizzard King. At the time, he said the UK was bad for business and that the confidence in the country had been severely shaken. Let me tell you something. Nothing happens in a vacuum, and everything moves according to plan. Now, do you think that you're going to stop a $70 billion deal and have your agendas in place and think it's going to bode well for you in the end? Well, the best part of this, that all three are gone. Jim, Khan, and Mr. Buckerink. This is purely exactly what needs to happen in order for Microsoft to continue to do what they wanted to do as far as moving forward to get Ubisoft. My thoughts is Ubisoft is the next big purchase. But let's hear from Lena Khan as she leaves.
Get out of here! Go on, get out of here! Beat it! Beat it!
Hi, everybody. After 3.5 years of serving as chair of the Federal Trade Commission, my time leading the agency is coming to an end. From the moment that we walk through the doors, we have fought tirelessly to use every tool we have to take on illegal business practices and protect the American people. I just want to say a deep, deep thank you to the tens of thousands of people across the country who have reached out to us to share your stories, tell us what you're seeing, and really help improve our work. Whether you were submitting a comment about your experience with a non-compete clause, coming to one of our open meetings to tell us about junk fees, or coming to one of the many listening sessions we had around the country to talk about right to repair or a merger you were worried about, your perspectives really mattered and directly help improve our work. So thank you so much for believing that the FTC and the government can make a difference and for helping me make the most of the opportunity I've had to humbly serve you.
Get out! Get out! Get out!
It all started on that day Jim found out what his exit strategy should be. He's going to try to block the ABK deal. At the same time, he's going to take the money and run. And he's going to burn the house of Sony to the ground. And that's exactly what Jim did. Jim and his other two cohorts decided that they can try to block the deal, change it, flip it, and restructure it in a way that can benefit and suit PlayStation. But in the end, it was Jim's dedication to live services and snitching that actually done him in to the end. And I truly appreciate all his hard work. Thank you, Jim, from the bottom of my heart, and every Xbox fan out there. You've done your job. Great service to this country. Being a double agent, it was never sweeter. Thanks, Jim.
This makes me want to burn this motherfucker down. Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Come on, Boogie, let's burn this motherfucker down! Let's burn it down! Let's burn it!
Something is going on crazy at the House of Sony. Ted Price, the CEO of Insomniac Games, longtime CEO of Insomniac Games, is retiring. Now, you have Chad, Jen, and Ryan that are going to take over in his stead. That's Ryan Schneider, Jen Hong, and Chad Dezern is going to take over for Ted Price. Now, normally, I would say there's a huge amount of concern. And not saying that this isn't a huge amount of concern. When the one studio that has been holding Sony up for the past 5 to 6 years with the level of quality of games that they've put out, that studio head is leaving with one of his most anticipated games yet to be released, talked about, or shown, which is Wolverine. My level of concern has grown to a monumentous position. Now, I'm always going to give respect, and I'm going to leave respect exactly where respect is needed, because he gave me 2018's Game of the Year for me, which was Spider-Man. Spider-Man 2, not so much. It was too much stuff that was inside of there. Ratchet and Clank, always a great game to me. Franchise. 30 plus years. What will become of Insomniac Games with 3 co-studio heads in charge now, taking over for what Ted did? Now, I didn't know how to approach this conversation, because I was going to approach it with the fact that they're absolutely burning to the ground, that Sony is absolutely done, and they're cooked. And I'm telling you that that's quite possibly the truth. But at the end of the day, I can't act like I'm not a truly a bit concerned now. You know, the last great head of a studio that's there is Neil Druckmann. And for all intents and purposes, I believe Intergalactic to be his last game over in the Sony's building. Knowing that The Last of Us 3 is probably written already and left for him to direct, I don't know if that actually makes it out. The thought process is insane. The stuff that we're seeing is unprecedented. And everybody's going to tell you that Sony isn't burning. Sony isn't going anywhere. 10 games of service canceled. And yet, Sony is doing just fine. It's these things turning a blind eye to a dire situation and trying to cover the sun with your thumb is going to further exacerbate the point when the truth finally comes out. I don't know if they get a bailout. I don't know if they get a pickup. I don't know what happens. But when the hack happened at Insomniac Studios and all those documents was leaked, I can't help but think that didn't play a huge part in Ted Price's departure. I can't help but think that the fact that all that information, the source code got linked to Wolverine, the studio was held hostage, and Sony didn't pay. Wolverine, I believe, from the best of my knowledge, had to be restarted. And it's pretty much falling off the radar for the most part. I truly believe that a lot of these things that have transpired over at Sony had soured Insomniac Games. It sucks so bad. Because I do truly appreciate all the stuff that they did bring forth. It just seems that every studio under the watchful eye and mismanagement of Sony are falling to the wayside. What would do this whole thing harm is if Ted decides that he wants to come back and make another studio and do some other things. I don't know. But after this purchase, remember they purchased him, and it looks like he just waited his time out and he's gone. I don't know. What does this mean to you? What does it mean to each and every last one of you? I don't know if you're a PlayStation dude or an Xbox dude or you're a PC dude or you just game. What does Ted Price leaving does to you? With PlayStation missing the boat, Bloodborne can now be remastered and delivered to play on a PC via mods. It's looking pretty good. Is it running at a stable 60 frames per second? Bloodborne is now playable. PlayStation 4 emulation. Game preservation on the PC is bringing this closer and closer to a reality. This is one of the games that is begged for by the PlayStation Nation. I don't understand why Sony doesn't reach out, doesn't do this, doesn't make it happen. Shohei said that he thought Miyazaki just didn't want to do it because of his schedule. I don't know. I think it's deeper than that. But seeing this makes me believe that hashtag no PlayStation 6, we're going to run it up on these bums. I'm going to keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation is a true thing. It's a damn shame when the PC has to step up and do your job for you. A new season for Call of Duty Black Ops 6 / Warzone Season 02 is hitting the deck. You see ninjas, you see bounties. I wish I had the time. But you know, you members, you come through, you dictate. If y'all wanted to play Call of Duty, that's exactly what we'll be doing. At the end of the day, It's exactly what you members say that we do. But this is right now, everything has flipped on its head. Xbox and Microsoft are in control of the gaming sphere. And we see, with just 1 year of ABK under its belt, PlayStation is falling to the wayside while Microsoft and Xbox continue to elevate, innovate, and change the way gaming is perceived and received. You see, no longer the only metrics in talking about domination is console sales. The true goal of these gaming console manufacturers, producers, whatever you want to call them, was to get you hardware in order to sell you software. Well, somebody thought outside of the box. And instead of going and inventing 12 live service games, this is money well spent buying a champion instead of trying to make a champion from scratch. Big Bank eats Little Bank, and it looks like Little Bank is dead. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. You know how we do. We're going to run it up on these bums. Keep the boot on Kong's neck this whole generation. For those individuals that need that terabit, those terabyte spaces, Xbox Update Preview, expand your storage with the support for larger drives. We are enabling support for external USB drives larger than 16 terabytes so you can be assured your favorite games are always ready to play. Newly formatted drives that are larger than 16 terabyte will be formatted with multiple partitions to utilize all available space for games and apps. This will appear as multiple devices in the storage device list. Drivers greater than 16 terabyte that have already been formatted will be unaffected by this change and will need to be reformatted to take advantage of the update supported by larger drives. Xbox is on the move and things are happening. Well, thank you so much for making it this far in the video. But we do have one more topic. Microsoft Steam-like browser overlay is now available for Windows 11. The new Microsoft Edge Game Assist feature appears in the game bar and offers up tips and guides. Microsoft is rolling out its new in-game browser overlay on Windows 11 this week. After months of beta testing, the Microsoft Edge Game Assist feature is a widget that appears at the game bar in Windows 11. Much like Valve's Steam Overlay browser, it also is game aware, so it can detect games that you're playing and offer up tips and guides on little side panels. The Game Assist overlay was previously restricted to beta users, but is now available for a stable version on Microsoft Edge. If you want to enable the game in-game browser, you can open up Microsoft Edge, go to the settings, on More Settings, search for Game Assist, and install the widget. The Game Assist feature will be available in Game Bar, which can be opened up with the Windows plus G key. The initial preview of the Game Assist offers contextual tips, guides, and selection of popular PC games while we optimize the experience based on our feedback, explains William Davinax, Senior Product Manager of Microsoft Edge. Microsoft has also added support for more popular PC games, including Indiana Jones Great Circle, Marvel Rivals, and Dragon Age Veilguard. They're adding tips and stuff like that as more popular games throughout the preview over a period of time. Don't worry, your greatest game will soon be added. Now, they also added the support for extensions like ad blockers to this Game Assist feature and is planning to add support for keyboard shortcuts in the future. Microsoft is balling on all cylinders when it comes to this stuff, and I truly appreciate it because at the end of the day, you are key. Your experience needs to be a whole, complete experience. Be a PC or console. But listen, If you find anything that you like in this video, please like, follow, and subscribe, hit that notification button, and also understand that I stream games daily, which I'm probably doing right now on Frontline Gaming streams. So you go over there, the link is in the description, you hit the description, jump over there, jump in the Discord. Let's have some fun, talk about stuff, talk about games, talk about what's going on in the industry as we play games and hopefully get these wins. Whatever game we're playing, if it's competitive, let's try to get the best out of it. But I'm going to take that logo, and tomorrow is the game direct. Oh, man. Please let me know, and we're all going to take our bets on what is the game we think we're going to see tomorrow. I think it's going to be like 2 to 3 games that they're going to show extra. But hey, who am I? I'm just 98% right all the time. Hashtag no PlayStation 6. Yeah, we got a show, and you know those port beggars are going to be right there trying to figure out what they can get next. But I'm going to tell you, try to play the Game Pass.